Some countries have a great advantage. And today I'm thinking of the German-speaking countries. But the world is catching up on this advantage. And it's the advantage of continuing blessings of Pentecost, pondering them together. This morning behind those trees I see Mount Heereman. Let me show you. So that's the Mount of Beatitudes there at the bottom to the right of the 4 palm trees together. But just up at the back between the 2 palm trees on the left, the center of the screen, you can see that little grey protrusion over the proximate hill at the back, and that's Mount Heereman. We have a better view further down the lake and road there when we walk in the morning sometimes. But look at this light, this is fantastic to see the gentleness of this light, the warmth of it coming, the encouragement it's bringing. How so? The continuing German blessings. Well, actually, you see, in the German world, there's the sun, there's the sun, there's the sun. In the German-speaking world, even in some parts, actually, it's a national holiday. I think in Bavaria, nobody goes to work on Pentecost Monday. And I think the same is true of Easter Monday. So the gospel celebration in those cultures was really treasured as very important, and the day was extended into the next day of celebrations, and that impacted the culture so much that people gathered to pray together, to celebrate the Eucharist together. So it's an embedded part of culture in Bavaria, in Austria, Pentecost Monday. And I find that very beautiful, because this feast is very important. You know, we have the Easter octave and we have the Christmas octave. So it's a little bit in that sense of taking more time to ponder something amazing. You know, we need to take time to ponder. We rush a lot in our society today. We rush a lot. And there are lots of pressures to rush. And then there's lots of traffic, and we need to get ahead of the game. And so we're under a lot of pressure, and we need to learn again to slow down. And I think this last year helped us to start appreciating little things and relationships, and to slow down. It's not all about rushing and being faster. And there's a thrill in that. There's a thrill in jet skis. There's a thrill in many things like that, of these accomplishments. But actually we should slow down. We should see what's around us. Take time to smell the roses, as the proverb goes. Or it's not really a proverb, it's a good suggestion, a wise principle. So that's the background here. So I encourage you also to do continued blessings today for Pentecost, the continued Pentecost blessings, to take time to enjoy that the first fruits, the triumph of the Spirit, that our lives are not just a bunch of material sensations, that even this sunrise, but this sunrise is so meaningful for us because it stirs our soul. It's not just light that I can see where I'm walking physically. It stirs our soul, and it gives us hope. So it's important to do this, because sometimes we need new beginnings, and we need to take time. Seeds in the ground need time flowers need time to open. These are all wild here. You know, people say art is no good because you can't eat it. Yeah, okay, in a world where only eating counts, then art is no good. But I think many people understand why art is such an incredible field of communication. You know, we're big into communication. And art plays a huge role. It communicates ideas, understanding. You know, art isn't just looking at something, it's somebody who's telling me something. The artist captured something and says, I want you to see this. I want you to think about this. You think of that famous one, what's the name of the guy in France that did the Thinker, Rodin. And you have that guy, it's an extraordinary sculpture. It's copied in many places and imitated by many artists. And because it's become a classic in terms of the human being thinking. Okay, you can't eat it. I'm sorry. It's not ice cream. It's not cookies. It's not chocolate chip. It's not cookie dough cookies. We got a huge bird in here that's just after doing a little dance for us. Right in there. And I can't bust up the screen more, but let's see if we get the bird to move a little and put on a show for you. If I go down a little closer, maybe it's going to dance for you. It was flapping its wings there. I don't want to scare, but I want to prod it. There we go. Look at that, look at that. Thanks, bird. Thanks for doing that little dance for us. Your winged dance. You see, art is very special, and I think we can understand that. So, art won't warm up the room in the winter time, so we have to take care of the basics. People are hungry and people are cold, so we have to look after them. But the rivers of God give joy to the city of the Lord, the streams of the Most High. Where are we here? Come on. Oh, there we are. Look at the water running. The water continues coming through our ritual baths. And the waters of the city of God give life, you know, all these plants growing here. They sink their roots in to draw from the water. The water and the Holy Spirit are very related. To be born of water and the Spirit, born again, renewing. So we're taking time to stay with the Holy Spirit's coming today, and we're looking at the effect of the Holy Spirit in at different places, you know, different people. And there's an extraordinary story there, but we'll get back to that in a moment. One thing that came to mind for me, thinking of Central Europe, is a family I know very well, and got to know many decades ago now, I can say. And they had encountered tragedy. Little children that were orphaned, completely orphaned, and you know, orphanages do a great job, but this family said, no, we want to take the children into our home. And a boy in that context who experienced this new dad, this new mom, who looked after them as true parents, and the boy called them mom and dad. And he experienced so much love, and he's an extraordinary priest today. I happen to know him pretty well. And I was thinking about this, you know, he called this woman mother. She didn't give him physical birth, but how much she did for his life, for his soul. for his mind, and his father also, amazing couple, now very elderly. And you know, this is life, the rebirth of life. And this is what the Holy Spirit brings. It brings a rebirth for humanity. It's the birth of the church, the new creation. And so I'm aware that we have many of our participants don't share all of the Catholic faith, and I respect where you're at right now in your walk of faith, in everybody's walk of faith. This is a basic, you know. But there's also some great richness. Maybe we're able to listen to each other a little bit and hear about it. And that's also wise. So today the readings are from a contemplation that's relatively new in the church as a liturgical order, liturgical arrangement. And it's celebrating Mary, Mother of the Church. Now that's a big mouthful. But there are very good reasons for this, and very ancient reasons for this. And I'd start out by saying that this doesn't compete in any way with the place of Christ. And sometimes that slogan is used to eliminate the possibility of talking about Mary. And this is not very healthy. It's not very good policy to shut down conversation on things that have many different aspects. So I'm coming here because I want to show you this red tree that always blossoms for Pentecost. I showed it to you the other morning, or maybe it was the German stroll and chat on Friday evening. But I remember doing one live stream on it. But look at this, we used to call it a Ponciana tree. This was by common consensus with the sunrise stroll and chat, but then Kathleen wanted to make sure that it was called something else, which I don't remember. But for now I'm going to still call it our Ponciana tree. And it comes out red for Pentecost, so that's the color of Pentecost, you know, the Holy Spirit, the love of God poured out in our hearts. The Holy Spirit whom we have received is going to become one mass of red, continually reminding us that this red of love. And there are also yellow ones, and there's also one in or golden, and that's a later blossom. It should be coming. That's the golden one there beside us, but it's not blossoming yet. At least I haven't seen any blossoms, and it was later last year. So we just keep walking. So going back with our theme here, you know, we want to continue here. So the readings that are offered today for this contemplation are starting with Genesis and the fall and the promise of redemption right away in Genesis chapter 3. So we're at the dawn of creation, and we're just looking in the window here. Like all the readings in the scriptures are like looking in through windows into the mysteries of God saving humanity. So we're looking in the window here. See how well we can do. Oh, wow. And then we have the reflection on the outside there for the tree with the red again. And the hotel, the guest house. I love these arches. Well, I know one thing we could do here as well because of the water and Pentecost. Let's do this. Like I've been out so much on Mount Arbel. We were up there yesterday, up behind the palm tree. And we've been all around there those days. So we saw the wild boar yesterday up there. I hope you enjoy that one. So Mary was the mother of Jesus, and here she's presented as pregnant, and her breast that nourished that child, like the woman cried out, "Blessed the mother, that the womb that bore you and the breast that nursed you." And then we have, in a way, the fulfillment of that Genesis 3 text in John's Gospel 19, where we have the mother present at the cross. And we remember Jesus talking to the serpent, and her seed will crush your head and you will bite at his heel. And from the earliest times, the Christian contemplation has watched Calvary where that happens, because Jesus is bitten at the heel, right? Jesus is killed by the serpent. But his head is crushed because sin is defeated. The rebellion against God is defeated. And now the human being can come back in the outpouring of the Spirit. At Pentecost, the human being can be recreated, a new creation. And just as our first parents put their foot in it and blew up the gifts that God had given humanity into smithereens, then so we needed a rebirth, a new birth of water and the Spirit. This is going to be the golden one later, the golden Ponciana. And you can see that the ugly cement part of the building is covered up with this cover designed here by our people here at Magdala, the plans for the new restaurant. Yeah, I get a glimpse here. Sorry, I was just checking if the water was coming that close. Now the sun is rising so far north. I was hoping to get the sun behind the water spouts. You have to be careful walking along here when there's a heavy wind. Yeah, the sun is over here now. There's something amazing about water. Oh, I was getting the sun down there. Between the two layers of cover over the pool. I think there'll be amazing screenshots from this moment. It's wonderful, isn't it, what artists can do and architects. Although our manager says he doesn't like architects because they create water systems that are so laborious to maintain. And in fact, our poor workers here have a lot to do, especially when the children come on the weekends and they were here and they throw stones. They love playing with the gravel, and they throw stones into the water. Little children, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds come along with their mom and dad, and they toss water into the water system. It's a mess. But what are you going to do, little children, Here we have the fish inside. So today then we are recapping now, just continuing the blessings of Pentecost, being thankful for the outpouring of the Spirit, wanting to live according to the Spirit, letting our soul be lifted up, not just with the physical light of the sun, but it's an inspiration to our heart and our life, to live at the level of the Spirit, to be filled with gratitude, thankfulness, readiness to serve, like that mother and father who took in that orphan, more actually, I think there were 3, and then the love that continues to be poured out in our world. There's so many problems, so many challenges, and we have to continue to believe in that love and be able to see it's in our hearts. The transformation is in our hearts, and that's what the Holy Spirit does, and humankind is recreated. And people can prepare gardens and flowers, and that's beautiful, but it's really lifting our heart for the recreation and the beauty, the growing beauty of our lives, of our souls, of our relationships. And there's so much destruction, there's so much violence, so much hatred, so much prejudice, but the Holy Spirit is working on this. And we're a continual construction site, humanity since the very first days. Look at this little bird is enjoying the mosaic here. And there it goes again. So people will say goodbye for today. Continue enjoying the blessings of the Holy Spirit as we look to extraordinary examples, and especially Mary, the mother of Jesus, how she did not resist the Holy Spirit. Let it be done unto me according to your word. And she's there faithfully standing at the cross. And she's there with the apostles praying when the Holy Spirit comes on Pentecost. Mary, Mother of the Church. It's a big title. It needs a lot more work than we did in this little sunrise stroll and chat. But just by way of introduction. And also with the great heart. I want to have a great heart for all of our Christian brothers and sisters who have received an approach to Mary in a very critical way, rather than an approach to her, a blockage in an approach to her, so that hearts can open and discover the beauty God did in Mary, that he wants to do in each one of us. You know, our parents have been very blessed and have had their measure of success. When we were little children, we thought they were kings of the world, you know. But God wanted to do also success in us. And if he did this success in Mary, it's to inspire us. It's to inspire us, to strengthen us so that we can also grow and have a fullness of flourishing of the gifts of the Holy Spirit in our lives. God bless you from the Sea of Galilee this morning here at Magdala.